Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. So today we will see the properties of the wave function. Here we are continuing our lecture with the quantum mechanics. So let us start. So in the previous lecture we have already discussed about the wave function, that is this wave function that is in the introduction to the quantum mechanics. In that first lecture we have already discussed about this wave function. It is denoted by psi. So this wave function psi, it defines the state function of the system. State function means, that is, if I will consider a particle to be present at here at some time t equal to 0, then this wave function, suppose a particle having this wave function psi at this x comma 0, suppose the particle is in the x direction, its motion is along x direction, then at the initial time t equal to 0, the particle position is psi x comma 0. This is the state of the function, and after some time, suppose the particle is at this point b, suppose this point is b and this point is a. So at this time t equal to t, at some time t equal to t, if the particle has this point b, then its state will be like psi of any changes in the position, suppose x prime comma t. So this changes in the state of the particle, it is described by this function psi. And also you know how we represent this state function psi. This is nothing but a of k, this is your amplitude, into exponential iota kx minus omega t. Okay, this is basically the wave function psi, which describes the state of the system, or this is known as the state function of the system. Now we will discuss about the properties of this wave function. Since here we are considering the function, this is only in the one dimension, so this is simply psi of x comma t. But if I will consider the function to be in two dimension, then this can be written as psi of x comma y comma t. This x comma y, these two represents the two-dimensional system. Okay, and t is for the time coordinate, this is just the time coordinate. And similarly, if I write for the three-dimensional system, this is simply xyz coordinate with the time coordinate. Okay, these three represents the three-dimensional system. Now let us start with our topic, the properties of the wave function. Now let us start with the first point, the properties of the wave function, that is this psi contains, just try to write with me, this psi contains all the measurable information about the particle, Now the next one is, it means if you know the psi, it means you are defining the state of the system. So it contains all the measurable information about the particle. The next one is, the function should be, this psi function, this psi should be finite everywhere. I will discuss. Psi should be finite everywhere. This finite everywhere means this psi of x, it means that this psi of x as well as the derivative of this function, that is d psi of x, it must be finite for all values of x. This psi of x as well as d psi of x, it must be finite for all values of x. If I will consider this psi of x, it should be infinite. If I will consider, don't write this. If I will consider, suppose this psi of x is suppose infinite. So it is infinite at any point in the space. It means that the probability of finding the system at that point, that is, if I will consider probability of finding the system means, probability means what? The modulus of psi of x square. I will discuss it in detail in my later videos. What is this probability? How it represents the system? So this basically represents this modulus of psi of x square. It is equal to psi of x into its conjugate, that is psi star of x. in my first lecture I have already told you that this psi of x, it is a complex number. Okay, it is a complex function actually. It complex function means, as in your mathematical physics you have already know, we have already discussed that in where we have already discussed this z equal to, suppose x plus iy, it is a complex number, then its conjugate is simply written as x minus iy. Simply, if z is a function or z is a complex number, it is exponential ix, then its conjugate will be z star will be equal to exponential minus x. So in this way, if psi is a function, this is just like it is a complex function, so its conjugate will be, when I am writing the psi of x as some a of k, that is the amplitude, into exponential iota kx minus omega t, then its complex conjugate or its conjugate, that is psi star of x, it can be written as, this is equal to a of k into this exponential, this iota term, simply it will goes to minus iota whole into kx minus omega t. Okay, this is the conjugate. If the iota is in a negative sign, then this iota will be with the positive sign when we will take the complex conjugate of that function. So now if I take the modulus of this, that is psi of x modulus square, this represents the probability. This is nothing but psi of x into psi star of x, and this probably its value is actually, it gives 1. When this value psi mod psi of x square, when the value is equal to 1, it means that the probability of finding the particle at any system, that is equal to 1, or you may find that particle somewhere. This probability is mod psi of x square equal to 1, it means that the probability of finding that particle somewhere must be 1. That is, you must find that particle. But if I will consider this function to be infinite here we have considered, let this function psi of x equal to infinite. Then if I will calculate this mod psi of x square, then definitely this value will goes to infinite, which is not possible. So this shows that the particle is completely localized. Okay, it means that this is in contradiction with the wave property of the system. So when the physical quantities are evaluated, they lead to infinite values for infinite psi of x and d psi of x divided by dt. So this is basically, you can say that this psi should be finite everywhere. So this is our second point, is this psi should be finite everywhere. It means that the psi of x exists and its derivative, that is d psi of dx, it must be d psi of x, it should exist. Then the next point is, or the next property is, this psi of x or psi, or we can write psi, this must be continuous. It must be continuous. This function should be continuous. What do you mean by continuous here? So continuous means this psi of x as well as d psi of x divided by dx, this must be continuous. This and this, they must be continuous for all values of x in the region, except when the potential is infinite. When the potential is infinite, so in that case this function is not continuous. But except this point, this psi of x and this d psi of dx, for all values of x, the function should be continuous. This is the properties of the wave function. Okay, now the next point is, the function should be single valued. This psi of x, it must be single valued function. It must be single valued. Single valued means it will exist, it must be, this psi of x must be single valued. So it means that this psi of x as well as the this psi of x as well as d psi of x divided by d psi by dx must be single valued for all values of x in the region. That is, if I will consider this psi of x to be multivalued function, then this d psi by dx, it should be multivalued, or we can say that its modulus, that is mod psi of x whole square dx, it should be also multivalued. Actually multivalued when this probability it goes to multi-valued. Multi-valued basically means, basically it is, let me write here. Yes. Basically the multi-valued function means, suppose here if I will consider, you should note that the psi of x should be, here I am considering the properties of the wave function psi, that it must be single valued. Okay, it must be single valued. But if I will consider, if the function is multi-valued, if the function is multi-valued, then what will happen? It means that if I will consider the modulus of this function, then it should have the multi-valued result. It means that if I will consider a particle to be present at here, then also multi-valued means the particle also present at here, or particle must be present at anywhere, which is not possible. If I will consider a single particle, then I may consider that it may present at here, or present at here, or it may present at here, but simultaneously they cannot present at every point or every box. Okay, so the psi of x, it must not be a multi-valued function, or we can say that the psi of x must be a single valued function. And what are the other points? Psi allows, this wave function psi, it allows energy calculation, it allows energy calculations through the Schrodinger equation, So by using the Schrodinger equation, you can calculate the energy of a particle. And also we can write the next point. This psi, it establishes the probability distribution, in 3 dimension, in 3D. Okay. Again, what are other points? This psi, the wave function psi, it permits calculation of the effective average value, or this is known as effective average value, or this is the expectation value, we will discuss it in detail. The expectation value of a given variable, that is, we can calculate the average of a system by considering this psi of a given variable. Okay, and this average value is called as the expectation value. And again, the last point, this psi for a free particle, we can write this psi for a free particle is a sine wave implying a precisely determined momentum and we can say that totally uncertain position, or we can say that this is uncertainty principle. This is called as the uncertainty principle. So from this, what you have concluded is that, let me write what you have concluded. Since a physical system must exist somewhere, that is, we can say that if psi exists somewhere, then the probability of finding the system, if psi exists, then the probability of finding the system must be 1. Finding the system must be 1. System, or we can say the probability of finding the particle must be 1. That is, we can write mathematically it as, here we can write it mathematically, integration over minus infinite to plus infinite modulus of psi square into dx dy dz. This is in 3-dimensional system. This is equal to 1. So probability of finding the system at anywhere within this region minus infinite to plus infinite, this should be equal to 1. And the next is, if I'll say that the probability of finding the system must be between some position x1 and x2, in that case, if I'll say the probability, if I'll consider the probability of finding the system, the probability of finding the system between x1 and x2, so in that case we can say that this probability p equal to integration over x1 to x2 modulus of psi square into dx. This is simply for one-dimensional system. Here I am writing mod psi square into dx. And the next is the probability per unit volume, the probability per unit volume of a system, in the state psi is called probability density. This is the probability per unit volume. This is simply probability density. So this can be written as, this probability density can be written as rho equal to mod psi square into dx. This is the probability density relation. Rho equal to mod psi square dx, or this total probability, you must know that the total probability should be 1. It should be 1. So it means that we can write the total probability means rho into dv over this volume integration, that should be equal to integration over mod psi square. If I write it in the 3-dimensional system, so this will be like dx dy dz, or this is simply dv. So here this will be mod psi square into dv. It should be equal to 1. This is the probability of the system, that is equal to 1. Here you should know that the probability density is nothing but probability per unit volume. Probability density, when you are calculating the density, the probability density, this is nothing but probability divided by volume. Probability divided by its volume. Then if you will calculate the probability of the system, then this is nothing but probability density into volume. So this expression is nothing but, here you can see that the probability means here this rho, that is the density rho, into the volume, here the dv, here we are integrating the total volume integration. So this is simply probability density into volume, that will give the total probability of the system. So these are some properties of the wave function. So in the next classes we will see the physical significance and the interpretation of the wave function. That is, here in that video we will discuss about orthogonal wave function, the normalized wave function, orthonormal functions, and how to calculate the expectation value, and After that we will solve some problems related to this expectation value and how to calculate the probability of the system and how we will normalize the function, what is the normalization constant, we will calculate. So this is all for today. If you have any doubt, can ask me in the comment section. If you like the video, can hit the like button, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all.